All right. Hey, everyone. Thank you for hopping on tonight. So, this is our Coach Info webinar. We do one at the end of every single month. That way, when we have new coaches, they can invite people in here. That way, we can share what has worked for us, what coaching is all about. And that way we keep growing our team and you guys keep learning what coaching is about. And we just kind of keep that going. So, really quick, my name is Rose Smith. If you guys don't know that yet, I've been a Beachbody coach for 8 years. I've um, previously I was an athletic trainer, so this was not like my full-time job right out the gate. I was an athletic trainer. I worked 6 days a week, holiday weekends. I did not have summers off like teachers. Sorry, Lisa. I didn't have any of those things off. I was working 50, 60 hours. I was also in a long distance relationship, and that just wore me down. So by the age of like 27, I was like, this is insane. I'm not going to be able to sustain this type of go, go, go with not actually being able to live my life for much longer. And I knew I was made for more. I couldn't figure out what that was though. I was like, am I going to go back to school? Am I going to do this? And I was like, that's not where I want to be at. That wasn't where my heart was being pulled towards. I always loved health and fitness. Obviously, I was in athletic training, but because I was so unhappy with my job and my circumstances at the time, I gained a crap load of weight. I had a lot of crazy symptoms, which I later found out was PCOS, but my hair was falling out. I had acne all over me. I'm like, I need to get my health and fitness in order. So, coming from a person who is licensed in athletic training, went to school for health and fitness, I needed this more than anything. So, I started off with just the fitness part. And then after I saw, like, wow, this is freaking crazy results just from doing this in my living room, that's when I saw that there was a coaching opportunity. It took me some time to really understand what this was because we'll go over some of this tonight. I'm not a salesperson. I don't like talking to people. I'm a big introvert. Um, Yucky, I do not do network marketing. Yes, Beachbody is network marketing, but those were all just these negative connotations that I had because I didn't really know what Beachbody and coaching was all about. But I was willing to figure it out because, like I said, I couldn't keep doing the same old Groundhog Day over and over without moving the needle forward in my life. So I said yes to coaching. That was 8 years ago. Today, Beachbody is my full-time income, my full-time job. I'm at home with my toddler and I have a baby on the way. So I was able to build this business with working a crazy 50, 60-hour week and traveling on the weekends in a long distance relationship. I built it through ups and downs of moving 500 freaking times, through baby, through being pregnant again, through all getting married, all that stuff. This business is made to fit in between your cracks of time. It's made to be one of those side hustles that can grow into a full time gig if you want that. This opportunity is whatever you make out of it, and I wanted to make something big out of this. So that's what I did. So I'm going to shoot it over to Lisa as she plugs in her computer because her dog ate her plug.
It's always an adventure being coached. I'm actually using, did you see this, Rose? So like, it's really cool with this business. They send you like free gifts every couple of months just for helping a few people every month. And I got this really cool light, which doesn't seem like much, but the lighting in my dining room is terrible. Like, you don't have to be fancy to be a coach. Like,
wait,
lighting here. Yeah.
it's so great. Parker
But then
looking at it. I'm like, don't look in the light. Don't look in the light.
Funny, this little thing makes it a little bit better. So my name is Lisa Humphrey. I've been coaching for about 6 years now. Almost 7 years. My goodness. When I first started, I just had my son and I gained 50 pounds with him. And instead of losing weight, I started gaining more weight, and I was just like hating myself. I was athletic in high school and I didn't know what was going on with me and I wasn't used to it. And I just really was not happy with myself. So I said, like, that's it. I have to do something. And I saw Rose, who I knew just from growing up. She played soccer with my sister, and she was doing that 21 day fix. That's what everybody knew back then, right? And 21 day fix. I was like, it's 21 days. How can I not just do 21 days and, see if that works? So I signed up. I saw results and I was like, this is pretty awesome. And then when I said, if I'm sharing what I'm doing anyway, like I was telling all my friends, like, oh, I'm started the 21 day fix. Like, it's really like, they're like, oh, you seem like so happy. And I was like, I am. And um, I knew that it was working and I knew that I wanted more from this. So I said, why not just, try to be a coach? I'll see how it goes. Why not? Like, what do I have to lose, honestly? And then I started making an income from it. I'm a full-time teacher and I was also working the after school program, but I had my 6 month old at home while my husband was deployed. So I had no time with my baby because I was working all these jobs. And this gave me the opportunity to say, like, okay, wow, like I can do this instead of having to work the crazy amount of hours and never see my baby. So after I was coaching for about maybe 7 months, I was able to quit my part-time job and then spend so much more time with him. I ended up losing over 50 pounds, and it just made me a happier person, a better person. And one of the coolest things about this job is that when I started, I was like, I don't need a they ever hear of like books when you go to Barnes and Noble and you're in like the section, it's like self-help books. And I would always just like walk past them, like, ooh, I don't need any help. Like, I don't need self-help. Like, I'm good. And with this job, part of the coaching job is personal development and working on yourself. And I was like, well, I don't really need it. And it turns out that there's so many things in life. Somebody just asked me today, like, how did you do it with 3 kids and, you know, your job and coaching and this and that? And I said, if it wasn't for personal development, I don't know that I would have actually been able to do it. So this job is so much more than just helping people through a fitness program and losing a little bit of weight. It is like such a game changer for of course I'm still teaching, it's not my full-time thing, but I don't know where I would be if I hadn't jumped on this opportunity and joined Rose in doing this. And not only that, but the girls that are on my team, like we have a lot of fun together. So that was another thing. Like one of the things about this business is that you have the opportunity to win free trips. They are the absolute best time ever because we have a really good time. And everyone on our team is just very positive and uplifting. And we all kind of share that same passion for not only like growing as a person, but also growing a business, being a better mom, a better wife, a better friend. Like it all encompasses everything. And I feel like every time I'm saying like, oh, the best thing about it is this, but the best thing about it is this. But really, I don't know where I would be if I hadn't done this. And I'm sure that everybody else that is a coach on our team would say the same thing.
Yeah, there's not one thing I can say that's the best part because I do the same thing. I'll make a post. I'll be like, "Oh, this is the greatest thing about coaching." I'm like, "Wait, I just said last week this was the greatest thing about coaching." It is. It has something for everybody, right? So whatever you are looking for, and I always say like, this is just a platform, right? Yes, this is health and fitness, but number one, everybody needs to be healthy and fit, right? Like we all need that. Um, but this can fit in your life in so many different ways. So, one of the main hesitations that people always have is I'm not healthy and fit, or I have a lot of weight to lose, or I'm not at my ideal goal. All right, cool. That's actually really good because one of the biggest regrets that I have when I first started was not sharing my journey. I did like my first program, like behind the scenes. I wasn't a coach. So then when I had results, people were like, oh, you were great. You were always healthy and fit. I'm like, no, that's because I never posted anything. I never took pictures because I was so embarrassed. And then when I just poof showed up on Facebook one day, people just thought like, from high school, I didn't have that whole college thing going on, right? But that was one of my biggest mistakes, was not sharing that journey of where I was and where I was going and growing. So you do not have to be at your goal weight or your goal, your fit, like your perfect ideal thing. There is no such thing. I mean, half of our team, on a given year, like half of us are pregnant. So there's so many different journeys I've been on in my life, so many different chapters, that this has helped me just grow and stay consistent and just be able to deal with life better. Last year, COVID, hello. I mean, I think we all, and I know 100% of our team can say, without Beachbody, we would have been in such a worse place in our life if we didn't have the support. We did morning workouts. We connected on such a different, we were already used to doing Zooms and things like that. So we were like in this little bubble. And that's what's really special about our team, is even when I go on Facebook and I scroll my news feed, I really don't see any negativity because it's all my coaches. It's my team that I see. So I see like dinners, and I see babies, and I see workout outfits and things like that. So whatever you put yourself in front of, and whatever, you are like the average of the three people that you are spending the most time with the most, that is 100% true. And I'm not saying the friends I had before were bad, but the outlook, like the positivity, the way I talk about life in general, it's not always, at my old work, we would just like complain, and we would talk about who had the worst day, who had the worst life, like who could up each other on that. And I look back and I'm like, man, that really sucked, because all it was this negativity bringing us down. So as I totally go off of topic, Lisa, what other hesitations or objections do you see that coaches get?
And so I was going to say too, like Rose, I took the advantage and I started coaching when I did gain the 50, but I lost about 10 when I started. And then I started coaching when I was still like 40 pounds heavier than I ever was. And everyone that was following me saw me throughout that journey and then said like, wow, like she can make this happen. Like, why not me? Like, why can't I try this? That's the coolest thing about coaching. Here I go again. That's the coolest thing about it. But really that you get to just share what works for you. Like I don't like to sell things either at all. Like I actually hate it. But when you're just sharing what works for you, if you went out to dinner somewhere and you really liked the dish that you got, wouldn't you tell somebody like, hey, go out to dinner and try that place? That's the same thing that we're doing. Like, hey, I did this and it worked for me. And we're just sharing our journeys. I know sometimes people are afraid to sell things or afraid to, use social media, or afraid what people will think. My goodness, that gets everybody. But I don't think that you really have to be afraid when you believe in what you're doing and know that you're making progress. And if people are seeing that, they're going to say, wow, like if she can do it, then what's stopping me from being able to do that? And then I know something that stops a lot of people is time. People say, I don't have time for this business. Like, I don't, how much? And then my question would always be to them, okay, well, how much time do you think you need? Because honestly, yes, running a business sounds like you need a lot of time. But when I started, like I said, I was by myself with my 6-month-old, and it was tough. And I worked both jobs. I was also in grad school and I started coaching. So I was putting in maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours tops, like an hour a day, I would say, throughout pockets of time throughout the day. I worked a tiny bit in the morning. Then I would, check on my fitness group that I had running throughout the day. And then at night, I would just check my messages. And that was pretty much it. Right now, at the beginning of the school year and the way things are post COVID right now, I'm also putting in about an hour a day. It depends on what you want. If you want to do this, you can run this business as a hobby, and that's fine. And it's really fun to do. You can run it to make it a full-time gig and quit your full-time job. You can just do this to get an extra income coming in. It's whatever you want out of it, is how much time you're going to put into it. But trust me, if you have excuses for why you don't have time, you can give them all to me and I will break them all down with you, because I'm telling you, you can make it work if you want to make it work. And part of the reason that people give up is because they don't have a strong enough why. So if you don't have a reason why you're doing this business, so I know for me, I'm dying to redo my house. I'm dying to get my house an addition put on. We're knocking it down and like pretty much starting fresh. We have all of our plans done and we're just waiting on the extra money that we need right now. So I have been using all of my paychecks and putting them aside and putting them aside and putting it towards that amount of money. But I want to be able to give my kids a life that, I mean, mom, sorry, like that I wasn't able to have. And my parents were awesome and they did whatever they could to make us happy. But I want to do even more than that, you know? And I feel like that's how it goes. Like they did more than their parents did. Now I want to be able to do more than they did, but just to live in a life, like we're going to Disney next week and I just booked it 2 weeks ago. I don't think that if I didn't have an extra income, I would be able to do something like that, you know? So it's just you find the time, and as long as you know why you're doing this and what you're striving towards, you'll always make it work.
You hit on so many points I don't even know where to jump off on with. But one thing I will say is I asked in the beginning, you said, you know, if you went to a good restaurant, you give people like, oh, you have to go to this place. So the other day I was looking for a rug called Ruggable. It's like this crazy expensive rug, but you can throw it in the washing machine. So I asked people, I'm like, has anyone tried this before, you know, bought one? And people are like, yeah, yeah, you have to get it. You have to get it. Did I say, oh, those people are salesy? They're trying to like sell me a $400 rug? No, like I wanted help, right? And that's why, like, and how we have to look at how we're helping people with their health and fitness. People are like literally dying to get healthy and fit, to get their mindset right, to have something to fulfill their purpose, even if they're not getting six pack abs. Health and fitness just makes everything in your life better. So I always say if you are living in that fear of what are other people going to think, you're looking at it wrong. And that's what Lisa was talking about with personal development, is really just taking your mind and looking at it at a different way of, wow, how am I able to serve these people? How am I going to be able to help and change and touch somebody's life? If you told me 8 years ago, oh, Lisa's going to be on your team and you're going to help her and she's going to take her family to Disney because, you know, Beachbody was able to help her save some side income from this, I'd be like, yeah, right, okay. But that's what I mean about how you have to look at this differently of how are you really helping people, yes, health and fitness wise, but so many other things that you would be missing out on because you were scared. So we have to almost put our fears aside because there's so much more greater on the other side of fear, of really helping somebody, really changing someone's life. And that's what we're all about, right? All those other things that Lisa was talking about, time and like, who, tell me a freaking mom out there that says, I have all the freaking time in the world. You're not going to find one. That's not right. Like, we all are in our busiest seasons of our life, like every single year, right? It's every season changes, but we have to be able to adjust, right? We have to, and that's life, right? It's time management. And that's what Beachbody, you know, another thing Beachbody has taught me is time management. Is, am I focusing on the right things? Do I say I want A, but then I'm just sitting on the couch and watching Netflix? And guys, don't get me wrong, I'm currently binging Made, MAID, on Netflix. I'm not saying I don't watch it. In the beginning, when I was growing and hustling in this business, because I hated my freaking job. I hated the coaches that would belittle me, my boss that would belittle me. Um, I hustled my butt. I didn't have Netflix back then. I didn't have cable back then because I was friggin' living paycheck to paycheck. So in that season of my life, yes, I freaking hustled my butt off to get where I was. Today things look a lot different because I was able to build this. So some days I get a babysitter in the morning. Some days I have 4 hours to put into this. Other days it's like my kid's been having this constipation issue. So half the time he's just screaming, running around, trying to poop. But Beachbody has given me the time that I could, God forbid, I took off as an athletic trainer. There's only one of us in the whole school district. They don't have substitutes, like, no offense, teachers. You guys get subs. I had sick days and vacation days, but I couldn't take off because there was no one to cover for me. So I can only imagine when my kid was sick, like what the frick would I do? I don't know. But Beachbody has given me that freedom of time to do what I want, when I want, and with who I want. And that was really, in the beginning, did I think this could actually be that full-time income producing opportunity for me? Hell no. But now it's not about just the income, but it's about what it has allowed me to do. Um, just giving me that time, that flexibility, lowered my stress, right? I could only like I have to take him to the nephrologist tomorrow. So it's like a kidney doctor because he has one kidney smaller than the other. Then we have the GI doctor, and that's an hour and a half away. Then the GI doctor's on Friday. And I have my MFM on Wednesday, and then I have pelvic PT Wednesday afternoon. I'm just thinking, how the frick would I have done this with a full-time job? I'm like, oh my God, I give it to you guys. I really do. But I wanted to just share like that vision for my life, and moving forward, like Lisa, like I want to leave a legacy for my family. I want to leave a legacy for my coaches and my girls that are working their butts off, because I see them. I see Lisa, I see Allison, I see Jenny, like they're working. And Bev, you're working your butts off doing this and everything else that we have to do. So it's not just about me. It really is a full on team effort of staying connected, helping each other through every freaking season. I mean, we all know more about each other than I think our family knows about us, right? Or even our good friends. Like we've become each other's really great friends. So I know I'm rambling on. Lisa, did you want to add anything?
And I think I think that the greatest thing, but no, I think that a really another really cool thing about this is just the accountability piece, that not only did we all become friends with each other from being around each other and just having that positive mental mindset that we didn't just all come with, right? We kind of learned about it and learned how to have that mindset, which is such an important piece. But for example, I have been getting up maybe like a half hour later than I should. I have to leave my house at 7 a.m. to get to work on time. And I need to have all my kids dressed and ready and everything. And I work out in the mornings, right? So I've been just doing it too late. So today I posted in our team page. We have a team page on Facebook, and it's kind of like our little happy place. So you can always just post in there, ask questions. Everyone is really helpful. And I said, I need somebody to do 5 a.m. Zoom workouts with me because I didn't even say why, but I knew that I needed that extra piece of accountability to get myself out of bed, or else I would just be like, oh, hit snooze again, hit snooze. So now I have 4 people that tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. are going to be on the Zoom with me, and I'm not going to let them down, and they're not going to let me down. So we're going to be there helping each other out and cheering each other on. And even that in itself is so awesome because I needed that, and they're always there for me. And we kind of just always help each other out. So that's just a really important piece to me, because I find myself easily, creeping back into old habits sometimes. And again, I always know that now I gained a few pounds the past couple of months, but I know that I can get myself back on track. I know how to get myself back on track. I know what to do and who to be around to make it happen because of this. So total game changer, total life changer. And if you're really thinking about it, tell us, the reasons, tell us what's stopping you, because you should be in our team page and see what it's all about for yourself.
And to break it down really simply, being a coach is simple. You just have to do it. So, what does being a coach mean? Work on yourself first, share that to inspire other people, and then help those other people with a program with nutrition that's already done for you. So, you don't have to do any of that stuff. So, you plug them into your community, our community, and then it starts all over again. They work on themselves, they share, they inspire, and then the circle just continues. So, like Lisa said, we have a team page where you get a bunch of training, team support, all the content, all everything on how to post, when to post, all those things that you're thinking in your head. How am I going to do this? We've already done it and we pretty much give it to you on a silver platter. Like, here, this is what you do, but it is 100% up to you to actually do the action. So this is not a get rich quick scheme. I always say that. Up front, you have to work for what you put in. Your income is a direct reflection on how many people you help. That is 100% up to you. So if you are ready to take action, those are the people we are looking for. We have team calls every Tuesday. There is no like limit of resources out there for you to have. Sometimes I almost think it's too much information. If you just keep it simple and work with your coach, whoever you sign up with, work with the team, and you just stay consistent. That's really the name of this game, is being consistent, being here year after year, even through the hardest times of life, which I know so many coaches on our team has been through, and they're still here. And it was a support system for them. So that's really all coach is working on yourself, sharing that to inspire others, and then inviting those people to come along for the ride with you. Not that you're an expert, not that you're at your goal weight, not that you're perfect, not that you're a health and fitness expert, but just because you're a normal person like them, struggling with the same things in life, but you're willing to step outside of your comfort zone and work a little bit more and help people along the way. That's all it simply is really just linking arms with people, not being the know-it-all, but saying, pointing, say, hey, you can check out our Fixate cooking show if you're having trouble with meal planning, or hey, check out this workout. It's only 25 minutes if you're struggling with getting a quick workout in. Or hey, why don't you join our 5 a.m. Zoom workout? If you need extra accountability, that's all we are as coaches, is just pointing them to direction, to inspiration, to motivation. All the other stuff is just stuff, right? People feel your energy. That's what they want to be around, right? If you look on social media, the posts that you are drawn to are not the negative ones. Yeah, sometimes like it's what, like watching a crane, a train, a train crash. I can't think tonight. Sorry, guys. But you know, like, sometimes it's like that. But the the post. Let me get back on track. The posts that inspire you are the ones that are full of positivity and energy, and people that you just vibe with, right? That's really all being a coach is just being that energy, being that light for people when there's a lot of crap and darkness out there. People just want to be around people who are freaking happy, right? That's hard to come by nowadays. Everything else is done for you. So if you're interested in joining our team, just reach out to the coach that invited you here. If you have any questions, reach out to any of us. We are more than happy to answer absolutely anything. There's nothing that we have to hide. Lisa, do you have anything that you want to add to close us out?
I think that's pretty much it.
All right, that is a wrap. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight. I will post this recording so you can share it to whoever you want to. All right, guys.
Let me check the chat real quick. Okay. Jenny says it's one of the best decisions of her life. And we have Bev on here. Bev, she just said the community is what made the difference for her and made her start coaching. She was actually just featured on, what was it? What's the,
I forget the show.
Type it in there, Bev, if you see it. I don't watch any reality.
It wasn't E.
So Access Hollywood. Thank
There we go.
on Access Hollywood for her amazing transformation. Bev is a grandma on our team. I absolutely love her. Like she had crazy, crazy transformation. You'll see them all on the team page. And she just like crazy. So they asked her, would you be on the show to say like what you did? And she was on it and it was awesome. You could win money too for your transformations, FYI. So help your people.
Another little accountability.
Yep. So fun. But yes, thank you everybody again for joining us.
Have a good night. Thanks.
Bye.